Hello racing fans, and welcome to Trackside, proudly brought to you by World Sports Betting. I trust that everyone's well, everyone's fine, and you're looking forward to this weekend's racing. Well, last week, towards the weekend that is, some of you must have been pleasantly surprised with an unexpected deposit into your account. And what was that all about? Well, now you know. A great initiative by World Sports Betting in the Jockeys Championship. Well, Lyle Hudson, so far ahead with just 3 months to go. It was a calculated decision by World Sports Betting to think that he's going to be difficult to beat, and we're going to pay our punters out, and that's exactly what they did. They paid the punters out well in advance, 3.5 months in advance to be exact, and those type of initiatives are really appreciated by the customer and the punter. So great initiative by World Sports Betting. What's happening on this weekend show? Well, I had a good look at this weekend show, and we've decided to go with a treble that includes Saturday and Sunday, and then we're going to go with a bonus treble because we have a double header in KZN on Sunday and Monday, and we'll have a bonus treble up as well on World Sports Betting. So let's begin with our treble to start off with, and it's going to be a late start to this treble. You're going to have to wait for 4:10 on Saturday, and this is where it will begin. It will be in Cape Town. It'll be the feature, the listed Sweet Chestnut Stakes, and here we're going to go with the best weighted filly in the race. She's well clear in the best weighted column, a full 4.5 kgs better off with the next best weighted in the race. Her name is Cha-Ching, and she's very cleverly named. Of course, she's out of the damn cash register, and we'll be hoping it's Cha-Ching, Cha-Ching for our first of 3 to come in the treble. Her form is clear to see. She raced in 3 Group 1s prior to this in the Cape Fillies Guineas, now proudly sponsored by World Sports Betting. Yes, World Sports Betting sponsoring races all around the country, and really nice to see the brand put their name behind South African horse racing in a big way. That day she ran a creditable 3rd behind Captain's Ransom. Her next start was in the Paddock Stakes, and here again a creditable 4th behind Queen Supreme. Who was in that race? Well, a certain Summer Pudding was in that race, and we know what she has done since she's back home. She won the Colorado King Stakes, and most recently last weekend, in fact, she won her Serene Highness Prince Charlene Empress Scrub Stakes, where she won that in fine style. So she's come through to make that form line look very bright, and a subsequent winner as well. From that race in the paddock was Princess Carla, coming through to win the Grade 3 Umzimkhulu Stakes here in KZN. And then last time out in the Mallorca, well, she ran another decent 4th behind Captain's Ransom. And in some quarters, they're screaming Captain's Ransom as possibly the best 3-year-old filly in the country. Well, the supporters of War of Athena, I'm sure they'll have something to say about that. Wouldn't that be one? Captain's Ransom versus War of Athena. That all may happen during our KZN champion season. But back to this filly Cha-Ching. It looks the right race. 1600 meters, no issue. Best weighted. Grand Finale for Canvas Bash Robinson. I'm hoping that everything goes according to plan, and she kicks off this treble for us on Saturday. 20 minutes later, it's horse number 2 in this treble, and we move to Turfentine, and it is race number 8. And here we have a 3-year-old filly racing in open company. It's a merit-rated 88 handicap, a C division class, and she's done very little wrong in her career to date. She debuted back in September. It was a winning debut. Trainer Sean Terry then gave her a rest. She's had 2 runs back, and it's clear to see in both those runs that she's found solid betting support. And while she's been disappointing for her followers, she hasn't run badly. She's run 2nd in both those races behind Hear the Trumpet, and then last time out She ran second behind Emerald Crest. Now that form line's looking good, with Lady Nika coming out to win for Stuart Pettigrew, and then Lagatha finishing fifth, and then having back-to-back wins for Mike de Kock, most recently winning at the Val on Thursday. So that form line's looking good. She's got 54.5 on her back. She's drawn pole position. We're on the inside track. That's a major plus, and hopefully she has the run of the race. I'm hoping, and really hoping, that she goes and clears up the second of our three horses in the treble in a big way at Turpentine. So it will be Full Velocity, our second runner in this treble. Where do we go to close off this treble? Well, we wait for Sunday and we race at Greyville, and it'll all close off in race number 3, and hopefully we can sprinkle the Silver Stardust, because that's what's his name, Silver Stardust. He comes up in race number 3, and after his encouraging, eye-catching debut, I've been waiting for this horse to come out, and here he is. Of course, he did the debut on the 28th of March, and it was bold from trainer Gavin Frinzale to race him over a mile first time out. Never easy at Greyville, going a mile around the turn. Tricky course, but he gave a really good account of himself, and I think it was just inexperience on the day that caught him out. Morse had the experience. It was a clever ride by Lyle Hudson, and he raced up handy. Morse skipped clear at the right time, and the balance was just chasing, and this was certainly one of those horses that made an impression first time out. So 1700 meters, drawn 5 out of 11 on the poly track, no issues with that. And take note, I said Gavin Frinzale, yeah, that's who he debuted for, but he's having his first run for trainer Justin Snate, and of course the stable jockey is engaged in Richard Furee, and I think that this horse looks the right horse in the race. There's a natural improvement from one run to the next, and the fact that he showed himself in a very good way first time out, hopefully he can seal the deal for us and bring home the treble. So the treble, we'll recap. It is Cha-Ching on Saturday, Kenilworth. Then it is Full Velocity at Turpentine Saturday, and we close it off with Silver Stardust on Sunday. That's at Greyville. That's going to be our treble. And then the bonus treble, I mentioned it's a double header, Sunday and Monday here in KZN. Well, the first of our 3 for that bonus treble will begin in race number 3. Everything runs on Silver Stardust, maybe closing off the first treble and opening up treble number 2. And Silver Stardust will be the first. And then we move on to Monday, and the 2 horses that I've picked out there will be in race number 1, Gimme a Rainbow. That's L and C Hewitson, Lyle and Carl Hewitson, son and father combination. And then maybe to close off this treble, if we're running after Silver Stardust wins, Gimme a Rainbow wins, it closes off in race number 2, and that's going to be Simply Complicated, Anton Marcus and Justin Snate, and that will be race number 2 on Monday. So treble number 2, or should I say the bonus treble, will begin on Sunday. Silver Stardust in race number 3. The second horse will be race number 1 on Monday, Gimme a Rainbow, and then we close that off in race number 2 with Simply Complicated. Well, that's it for the trebles this weekend, and I trust that everything goes according to plan for us. Remember, shop around for these trebles. You are guaranteed to get the best odds, because if you don't, and you find that you are getting the best odds anywhere else, well, pick up the phone, speak to the operator, and we are guaranteed to match or better that price. It's a busy betting menu on World Sports Betting, because we are leaders in the anti-post betting markets. The Vodacom Durban July first entries was announced. 54 entries. It's up on World Sports Betting. Pick your fancy early. You got the best price in town. Of course, it is WSB Guineas and WSB Phillies Guineas, featuring the Geelong Stakes as well. That's going to be in the first week of May. That betting is up and running on World Sports Betting. And together with all that, it's the Premier's Champions Challenge featuring the computer form spin. All that is up. And there's no other in the business that prices up 3 meetings in advance on local racing. So there's lots to look forward to on the betting menu beside all the games and the casino and of course the sport. It's just full of action on WSB, and it is bet with the best. Until next week, on behalf of World Sports Betting, I thank all punters, but more importantly and more especially you, the customer. Until next week, take care. Salani Gasle.